Hello and welcome back to our podcast. Today I am here with
Hunter Ball,
Nora Shootmel,
Colby Fendick,
and Maeve Schwed.
Today we'll be talking about assessment and grading in elementary PE, specifically in grades 3 through 5. First, we're going to start with a quick question. How do PE teachers even grade students? Is it just who's the best at sports?
Yeah, honestly, that's what I used to think as well. If you weren't athletic, you were just kind of stuck with a bad grade.
but that's not actually how it's supposed to work, especially in elementary school.
Yeah, so today we're talking about assessment and grading in PE, specifically for grades 3 through 5, as we said.
Oh, and we're going to break it down. It's way more than just running fast or being good at games.
We're going to be getting into different types of assessment, including informal and formal stuff.
And also rubrics, and how teachers actually decide grades.
And why it even matters in the first place, like how it helps all students, not just the most athletic ones.
Also, think about your own experiences in PE. Did the grading feel fair to you?
Yeah, I feel like people either loved PE or hated it, and grading definitely played a role in that.
Yep, exactly. So keep that in mind as we go along today.
This is why assessment matters. So PE isn't just like playing games all day. There's actually a lot more going on.
Yeah, there are different areas students are learning in.
The first one is cognitive, so understanding all the rules and strategies of the game you're playing.
Like knowing where to be in a game or what decisions you can make.
Then there's social, teamwork, and communication.
And that's huge for younger kids because they're still learning how to work together.
Then there's emotional, like confidence, effort, and attitude.
And honestly, that's where grading gets really important.
Because if it was only based on skill, a lot of kids would feel discouraged.
Yeah, if you're not naturally athletic, you just feel defeated and not like PE.
But assessment lets teachers look at improvement and effort as well.
So a student who's trying hard and getting better can still do really well.
And that makes PE more inclusive.
It kind of changes the focus from who's the best to who's improving.
Alright, so what do you guys think? Should effort matter more than skill in PE grading? Personally, I think that effort does matter more than skill, because skill is basically taught and learned throughout time, but as long as you're showing effort, I believe that is what your grade should be based off of.
Yeah, I agree about that.
I also believe effort is more important because it shows the student is trying to improve their skills and learn.
Yeah, if students are trying to be eager to learn, then you can see the effort they're putting in and they deserve a good grade just like somebody who's naturally successful. So one type of assessment teachers use is informal assessment.
This is quick, in the moment stuff during class.
Yeah, it's not always graded, but it helps teachers see what's going on.
Another good example of this would be a clothespin check.
This is where students show how confident they feel before and after class.
So it's not even just about skill, it's about how they feel too.
Another easy one is a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Super simple, but it's actually really helpful. It makes sure that the students know that they are heard and listened to before the class starts.
And if a bunch of kids are confused, the teacher knows that they need to slow down and maybe explain again or in a different way.
In this scenario, imagine you're teaching dribbling and half the class just isn't understanding it.
You wouldn't just move on. You'd stop and fix it.
And that's basically an informal assessment in action.
Teachers also have students reflect on themselves, which is called self-reflection.
What did I do well today? Or what can I get better at?
And this helps students actually think about what they are learning.
What's something in your classroom that you could use for a quick assessment? Personally, I think the thumbs up and thumbs down is a very good way to do it.
I also like the thumbs up and thumbs down method. It helps all the students, you can see where all the students are in the class, like if they feel good or feel bad about a specific topic you're trying to teach them.
Yeah, you can also use this on an exit slip on a piece of paper, so that it's a little more private for students if necessary, or you can just do this as a check for understanding question.
I agree.
I'm also a big fan of the clothespin check-in, just to see how students are doing mentally.
Yeah, it's definitely a great check to do that before class starts.
Another big thing in PE is holistic rubrics.
Which basically means you're grading the overall performance, not just the tiny details.
This includes stuff like effort, participation, and teamwork.
And it can also help track improvement over time.
So, like, if a student is always trying, always participating, and being a good teammate,
They can still get a really good grade in the class.
Even if they're not the most skilled.
This works because PE moves fast. You can't always analyze every little thing because there's students moving all around you, and depending on what game you're playing, there could be a lot going on in your gymnasium.
so this just makes grading more realistic for all types of students.
Let's discuss this. Do you think this is more fair than grading just the skill?
For sure. It gives all students a chance to be successful without having to be the most athletic kid in the class.
I also think that it does not get down to the nitty-gritty details of each skill, and it also kind of gives like a broad overview on if the skill is being improved, and also lets the student know if they're improving throughout time.
Yeah, because our goal as teachers is just to help students learn and improve on skills that we've taught them. There's also more than there's formal There's also formal assessment, which is more structured.
Like actually testing a skill, like dribbling or throwing.
And looking at control, technique, or even consistency.
There are also rubrics. Rubrics help a lot because students know what's expected.
Along with this, there's peer and self-assessment, where students can grade themselves or each other.
Yep, for sure. Which honestly helps them understand things better. If they can see a rubric, they know what's being looked at, and they can also practice those specific little skills that are on the rubric.
There's also even written tests sometimes, which can help reach students who may not do as well on specific skills testing.
These are things like rules and strategies.
So PE isn't just physical, it's academic too.
Would you guys actually give written tests in PE?
Yeah, I would, especially to make sure students are understanding like the rules of a game and also different strategies that they can use.
Yeah, that might be a good way to help students who might not want to raise their hand in class to relay their knowledge as well.
For sure. I think it can help reinforce skills learned in different games too. Kind of helps give them like a backboard after class and make sure they really do understand what was taught during that day.
I think a short, quick test at the end of a unit can help the teacher also realize if all the students understand the information the teacher has provided for them.
You can also do a pre and post test to see like how much students have actually learned throughout the unit.
Yeah, and you can also combine all of these strategies as well.
I believe that informal can help during class. Formal can show progress overall and altogether gives a full picture. Because those two different skills or those different testing techniques kind of give you the good overview of what the student does know.
Exactly. It's kind of like when we're making a lesson plan, we don't just do one activity. We provide a lot of different variations of one thing. So it wouldn't make sense just to use one way to assess students, but instead it makes a lot more sense to provide different ways to adapt to all learners and give them the opportunity to have a good grade.
Okay, so all this actually connects to teaching standards.
Yeah, teachers aren't just making this stuff up.
In New York State's education department, there are actual PE standards that teachers have to follow in order to teach.
They focus on building students who understand movement and stay active.
There's also national standards, like that Shape America.
Basically, it comes down to skill, knowledge, fitness, behavior, and enjoyment.
So like skill assessments, they equal to skill standards.
And effort and teamwork equal behavior standards, are also known as affective standards.
These all connect.
Teachers also use resources like Shape America
An open physical education curriculum.
Plus tools like Google Forms to collect data as well.
And Seesaw to track progress.
Do you think teachers actually follow standards closely?
Personally, I think that every teacher should follow them closely if they're not already. A lot of our lesson plans are made specifically off the different cognitive and affective and psychomotor different standards. We base all of our lessons off of them, and I believe that it's very important to make sure that happens so the students get what they deserve.
Yeah, I think it's really important to use the standards as a resource because sometimes it gives your lesson a lot more structure and it's a lot more meaningful too, to make sure you hit all the different things that you need to.
Yeah, it definitely helps give a lesson in each task even that you do some purpose and you remember your intentions going into the lesson as well.
Yeah, for sure. I believe that when you go make a lesson plan, when you go through each different standard and different category, I believe that using those standards can help give backup plans while you're teaching a lesson in case one thing isn't going too well or is going by way too fast within the lesson. You basically have a backboard within that standard, and you can rely on that to either use up more time or give the students the skills that they need.
I do think teachers should follow the standards closely so they can program a lesson that reaches all the criteria the kids need to ensure they learn all the material.
Along with this, one of the standards helps students set goals for themselves and understand the importance of physical education.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree on helping students set goals, and it helps as a teacher to stay organized and goal-oriented as well.
So, yeah, definitely. PE grading is way more than just being athletic. There are a lot of different things that go into it, different assessments, stuff like that.
There's a lot of effort, improvement, and teamwork that can be involved throughout the assessment. The teamwork and effort are generally included in the affective portion, which goes back to the standards.
And using different assessments makes it way more fair. Having different assessments gives the students an equal opportunity if they're not good at the physical aspect of PE, but if they understand, they can still get a good grade in the class.
It helps every student succeed and give them the opportunity to fall in love with physical education and have a love for lifelong movement.
All right, I got one final question.
Effort or skill? Which do we think matters more?
I think that it should just be known that effort matters way more than skill. Skill is taught over time in PE, and effort matters more. It depends on how much effort those students are putting towards into learning those new skills.
Yeah, for sure. Some students might not be as good at a skill, but they're putting 100% of their effort in, so they definitely deserve to receive credit for that. And as long as they're putting effort into improving and they care about their learning, then their skill grade should be pretty equivalent to a student who's naturally good at a skill or just proficient in that sport.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that, and kind of effort and skill go hand in hand. The more a student puts effort in, the better the skill will be.
I believe effort is very important because it shows the student is trying to improve their skills over time, which will, if they have good effort in trying to learn new skills, they will most likely improve their skills over time.
Okay. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.